All right, Dave. This group is 16, 7, and 3 right now, but it's a group. There might be from afar perception. Well, you got the two big dogs leading the way offensively, but the players talk about the inclusive nature of the team right now. And case in point, it's a long question, but in November, without McDavid on the ice, you guys are outscoring teams almost 2-1, which speaks to that support scoring you were looking for. Just a thought on that.
I like our team, like you say, the leadership of the group has done a great job of making sure. We brought a lot of new guys in this year. There's some young guys here, so the group is they're an upbeat group. They like each other. They play hard for each other. So it's from a coaching staff perspective, you look at it and you like the energy. You like that they're having fun. I think that's part of why we're winning.
Are you seeing progression and growth with your team's 5-on-5 play here in November?
Yeah. I think as players continue to find their way in their role, and then early on, if you're not scoring, you're squeezing your stick awful hard. So we got a few guys now that have chipped in a little more, so they're feeling more comfortable. So right through the group, there's I think when you're winning, it helps, and when you're competitive, it helps. But there's a good feeling in our group, and hopefully we can continue that along.
Bit of a remarkable kind of defensive turnaround here. What do you think you can attribute that to?
I think you look at both our goaltenders have played well. The guys that Kenny brought in to on our penalty killing has really stepped up. I think one that you guys have talked about goes without saying is Ethan Bear coming in the role that he's taken, especially with Lars missing the time. So he's come in and really helped stabilize a defensive group there. But the players have done a good job of just knowing, or just, we talked about at the start of the year, goals against have to come down if we're going to be a playoff team, and they've recognized that, and our penalty kill and goaltending and a lot of our 5-on-5 play has been pretty good.
Has that been one of the most satisfying things to you? The goals against has actually come down about half a goal a game or so?
Well, that's a big part of winning is the most satisfying thing, but there's how you win and the things you do to allow yourself to win, and that's the goals against is certainly a big part of that.
Dave, maybe just talk about the progression from Marcus Granlund. 17 games without a goal to start the season. He's got 3 on this road trip already.
Yeah, no, he's coming along. He's around it, and he's a smart player. He battled a couple of injuries in camp, so he got off to a bit of a slow start, but now he's coming. He's found a little niche with Haas there and Russell, and this trip he's been really good, and he's getting rewarded with some goals.
As a coach, how do you balance that when you know that you can have a productive player? He gets off to a slow start, as you mentioned, with injury. How do you balance between giving him opportunity and also icing the best team?
Well, a veteran player like that, he understands that the opportunity is earned. He's got to play well. He knows he wasn't, early on he wasn't playing as well as he'd liked, and worked on his game, worked on it in practice, and when he missed a few games, he worked that much harder, and when he got his opportunity, he took advantage of it. That's a good pro. He's a good pro in a spot where he wants to help out, and he's been around a while. He understands the game and understands what he has to do to be successful.
And how much has contributions from guys like Granlund and Kara really stemmed into the success on this road trip?
Well, it's really helped. Early on, there's so much talk about Connor and Leon, but we have a lot of other guys that have really helped our cause along. Those guys get a lot of accolades because of the points they get, and rightly so. But we've got a lot of guys that have done a lot of hard work kind of in the trenches and glue guys, like I call them, that have done a nice job for us.
Hopkins, obviously back in Edmonton.
Yeah, we're seeing some doctors again today, so I don't have any update on it. But obviously he won't play tomorrow night. But he's we should have an update the next couple of days. Hopefully, I think it's moving along all right.
Sam did all right in filling in for him.
Yeah, Sam did. That line was pretty good for us. I guess the 3 veteran guys. Sam, I like Sam. He's a smart guy. He's a versatile guy and recognizes situations, and he tries to take advantage of the situations every time he can. So good for him.
And Jujar looked pretty close.
Yeah, I think he could be a player tomorrow night, possibly. Yeah.
Dave, how have you found Adam Larsson's first 3 games, and what's the next step maybe for him to keep?
He's got to keep getting up to speed a little bit. We knew it was going to be a chore for him here early on. It's different when you play part of the season, then you get an injury. He hadn't played any season yet, other than 15 minutes that one day. So he's still working away to get up and going, and every day he practices hard. He's just got to get up to speed.
Are you looking forward to seeing him in a top four role? Do you think that's kind of maybe the last step of your kind of defensive structure here?
Yeah, we'll continue to push him along, and his play will dictate how much he gets and how comfortable he gets. And we haven't used him much on penalty killing yet, and that's a big staple of his. So we want to bring him along the right way and not put him at a disadvantage, but also need him to get up and go to speed.
It seems a contrast that, Dave Tippett comes in and he has his reputation as being this defensive coach, and at the same time, McDavid and Draisaitl are enjoying the most offensive seasons of their entire careers. What's happening there?
I'm not dumb. I open the gate. Go play. No, it's you coach. The coach's job is to maximize the players that he has, and you have different players bring different things. So you try to maximize every player you have, and it's no different from a penalty killer or a defenseman or even our goaltender. We're trying to max out each guy, and Connor and Leon are the same thing. You give them, you try to play them in the right situations and try to let them do their thing, and they've done it very well this year.
Well, I remember when they hired you at the press conference, like to what extent do you have to rein these guys in, and how much are you going to stifle their offense? Did you kind of bristle at that?
I've known that all along. So but everybody and they would admit to you, there's a structure we want to play without the puck, and there's some things we have to do, and those are non-negotiable for those guys or whoever, and they recognize that. But those aren't things that are hurting their offense at all. It's when you don't have the puck. Basically, with players like that, if they don't have the puck, we might as well get it back, because when they get it, good things happen. So when we don't have it, go get it back again, or be in position to get it back again. And then when you get it, go do your thing.